This is Miss Cruz again from the AIM program, Stray Dog Theater, and today we're going to start on learning how to make a mask. Okay, this one is for the N95. I'm sure lots of you have heard about it, and it has a pocket in the back where you can put an extra filter, and then it wraps around the COVID N95, which they use a lot in the hospitals. I have a sister that is a nurse, and so I'm, making this one for her. And I've been learning how to make several different styles, and we'll get together on the next video, and I'll show you the ones that we'll make for children's size. And this is a mask making, and it's from Riley Blake Designs. I got that pattern from her. But I thought today would be fun just to start introducing the idea about sewing. I love to sew. And so in order to do that, one of the things that I did recently is I ordered from Amazon a new set of scissors. And so I just thought it would be fun to open them together. So here they are. It's a set of 3. So here's the large size. Just open it up here, and let's see if I like it. Ooh, yes I do. Very nice. So there's one, and I have 3 in here. Okay, here's those smaller one snips. They're just little tiny ones, but they're very handy to have. And then I have, now these are a little different. These are used a lot when you're just have a very intricate little job to do. And they're very sharp, so like anything, if you're going to use scissors, you have to have adult supervision. But when you're sewing, I learned how to sew, started learning how to sew when I was quite young, and we used to have to make our own clothes when we were younger, so I just thought I would share it because I know some of you might be interested in sewing. Now, in order to make masks, you have to get special fabrics because they are required to keep some of the germs out of the responders, like the nurses and doctors that use. They need these, but now you can also use them just when you go to the store or whenever you're in the public. But I'm so excited to get these. Now these came all the way from Denmark, so I've been looking for a nice black color, and I thought this would be nice. It has like little gold stars on it. I don't know if you can really appreciate that in the video, but I'll put it a little closer. And but it's still a nice soft fabric. So I had been looking for black. Now this one I thought was so cute. It has little raccoons on it. And I thought it would be fun for children. Isn't it cute? I just really like that one. Okay, now, I can't forget, I ordered so many, and I'm interested to see which one this is. I tried to get some that were kind of festive. So let's see what we have in this package. Ooh, yes. Yeah. Here goes one. This one is a red colored one, and I'm really liking that.
And we want to just pause and reflect.
Okay, so sorry about that. I just forgot I had a video on. Here we go. Another color. Kind of like in the red family here. So there's that piece. And here's one more. It's the same. I guess I didn't realize that I bought the same. No, it isn't the same. This one is actually, I like it better. This is kind of more red, a deeper red. This one is more like a rust color. But one side, I'm going to make it so it's like reversible, or at least you would know which part goes towards your mouth. And so the combos will work out fine. And now we have one more of these that I so happy to get. Sure came from a long way away. Let's see what we got in here. Now this is a tartan plaid. I love tartan plaid. It's just something that I just think is so beautiful. And I wanted some going forward. You know, I think we're going to be wearing masks for a while. And so I thought, well, around Christmas time it would be fun to have like a tartan plaid. I kind of enjoy that color. Okay, so then now I'd like to go over a couple of things with you that we'll be using. And you can appreciate this more later when we get to the ironing board, when we make what's called a bias tape, which is this part of the mask here. For this style anyway, you need this. And the clapper, it's called a clapper, a tailor's clapper, and you use it as you're steaming on the ironing board. As you go along, you steam, and it presses the seams together so that they're nice and flat for when you start sewing. Another thing we'll be using is a rotary cutter, which is this item right here. It's a rotary cutter. So sometimes when you're cutting, you know, you use the different size of scissors, but then you also have a rotary cutter. So this mat here, as you can see, has a lot of lines on it, and for measuring, for easy measuring. And the rotary cutter, here's a little scrap piece of fabric. I'll show you. So, you know, once you measure your fabric to the length that you want it, the cutter, you can use it. Now here's a smaller, I'll just show you on this one, a smaller ruler, and just lay it down, and then your rotary cutter, you just roll it, and see, it just cuts it right up for you. It's very, very handy, very sharp. And unless you're used to sewing, even for adults, it might be an item that some adults don't even know how to use. But if you've learned to use one as a young person, then you can be very, very careful. Some of you older girls, well, I shouldn't say too old though, because I mean, I started sewing when I was probably about, I'm going to say 7 or 8. We started doing small embroidery and learning how to use needles, but that was quite a long time ago, many years ago. So I don't know really what the trend is now, if girls are even interested that much, or boys for that matter, in sewing. So here's one grid. This is a smaller grid ruler, and then I have a larger one here, and we'll be using both. So that's the cutting method that we're going to be using. And I have a sewing machine here. Let me see, move the camera just a little so you can see. I have a sewing machine here, and it's going to keep us pretty busy. Here are some of the other tools that just have threads and a light here, you can see. So I just wanted to introduce it to you today, and we'll be very busy here in just a couple of days. We're going to get into all of this. I do have another thing, one more thing I think I'd like to show you. I might as well show it to you now. Let me just have these weights. I'll show you these weights real quick. If I can open them. Let's see here. There we go. So these weights they're kind of heavy, but we'll also be using these for when we make the bias at the ironing board, and also when we're cutting, it helps us to hold our fabrics down. So that's what these are. They're called weights, and I thought you might enjoy seeing one more thing. I'll use the weights to hold the camera down, and I'll grab this. So you can see I've been pretty busy. So here's a mask, and it has birds on it. And we have patriotic flags. And then one of my nieces wanted some butterflies, so I went ahead and cut her one of those. More flags and a larger butterfly pattern. So as you can see, we have lots of fabrics, and we're trying to use up fabrics that we have. I did buy some new ones, but we also are using up the some fabric pieces that we have, because you can make masks just about out of anything, including parts of the mask, like some of the ties. These ties here you can make even with jersey, like even with an old t-shirt. So we're going to try to make different kinds and try to make it easy. And maybe you can have fun just watching and sharing it with whoever needs a mask right now. Okay, so you enjoy your weekend. This is Friday, and we'll be talking to you next week. Take care.